Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me on this Thursday, my 25th day of Gi-Une. Now for those of you that have been following along all week, I've been talking about Canadian gin and how domestically we not only have a growing love affair for this juniper forward alcoholic beverage, but how we are also producing some excellent products as well. And while the world has already taken notice of some of Canada's craft gin distillers, there was a brand new newcomer on the scene, and I believe that they will help propel Canada's name to the top of that global gin discussion list. However, before we get started today, I need to ask anyone watching who is not of legal age to purchase and consume alcohol where they live to get ready to turn off the video and to now say goodbye. For everyone else, folks, I am extremely fortunate and very excited to be able to introduce you all to a truly divine Canadian dry gin, Valley of Mother of God. Now you're all forgiven if you don't recall seeing this product before. That makes complete sense, as its official launch came just a few days before COVID-19 essentially, and well, let's be honest, literally shut everything in Canada down. So it is my great pleasure and honor today to share the story and the essence of this heavenly Ontario produced gin. First, we're going to do a little background on the name and the people involved. Valley of Mother of God is the passion project of both Malcolm Roberts and Shelley Perry. The name was inspired literally by a sign of the exact same words on a road near their Foxglove farmstead in the Hockley Valley, located just about an hour north of Toronto. The words on that sign struck a personal chord with Malcolm, as Mother of God was a frequent saying of his when expressing surprise at something. I think we've all been a little guilty of that. That adds a personal touch though, that Mother of God sign. It adds a personal touch right from the product name itself. And as we're going to see, that personal touch theme continues to play out all throughout the history of the product. Now Malcolm himself, he was born in England and grew up with farming before carving out a 30-year career in advertising that saw him often working with spirit brands. That experience, and subsequently purchasing a 72-acre farmstead in Ontario, all gave rise to the idea of creating a spirit with a homegrown ingredient list. Winter wheat was determined to be very suitable as a crop for his land, and was also thought to be a perfect grain to create that neutral alcohol base that gin needs. Now, gin also has a deep history in England's history, as we discussed earlier in June, so that adds that other personal element to the story. Together, Malcolm and Shelley dove headfirst into the realm of distillation, attending master distilling workshops, and then even heading over to England for discussion with legendary master distiller Charles Maxwell. Now, Mr. Maxwell, this is a 5th generation distiller, and he is widely referred globally as the Gin King. His family tradition and history with gin distillation dates back to London 1680. That's incredible. And yet that's another personal touch and sign of devotion to quality that Malcolm and Shelley have. So Shelley Perry has a Bachelor of Science in Food Nutrition and has been a registered dietitian for the last 22 years, as well as an avid foodie. Oh, Shelley's also a super taster. Yes, super taster. Someone who inherently tastes flavors and foods more intensely than others. Super tasters are born with this ability and have more taste receptors on their tongues than everybody else. So having an in-depth knowledge of food and a supernatural ability to taste gives Valley of Mother of God an almost unfair advantage in the realm of spirits. And yet, it's another example of a personal touch to this product. Now, in working on and creating their recipes, Shelley and Malcolm transformed their Toronto apartment into a makeshift laboratory and tasted numerous botanicals, mixing and matching to develop a quintessentially Canadian profile that would wow the world. They eventually settled on 8 Canadian and 12 classic botanicals for their recipe. Hands-on, deeply involved, very personal. That ongoing theme that we find throughout the creation of Valley of Mother of God gin. Now, having cemented their formula for their London Dry style gin, so remember, London Dry style, that means that it's not a sweet gin, it's actually very dry, hence the name, London Dry. not only does it have a stunning bottle, fantastic label design, but once they were all set with that, off they went. Valley of Mother of God was entered into the prestigious 2020 San Francisco World Spirits Competition, and it won a silver medal. Now folks, they're brand new. They were brand new out of the gates, went to this competition that is very prestigious, that spirit producers from across the world attend, and they took silver. Like silver. Right out of the gates. Let's think about that for a moment. Wow. Okay, so admittedly, that's a lot of backstory. However, I believe it's important to paint the picture of how Valley of Mother of God came to be in order to showcase that deep personal involvement and total commitment to quality that Shelley and Malcolm have. Now I know, it all sounds great, but what does it smell and taste like? Okay, I hear you, and I agree. The proof is definitely in the pudding, or in this case, the lovely green bottle. So without further ado, let's dive in. So while the bottle has some color on it, the gin itself, as you can see, is clear. Call that water white and clear. On the nose, medium plus intensity, and just wow. A clinical term, wow. So lovely. This to me is the essence of early morning in a forest or mountain setting, all captured right in the bottle. Okay, so the aromas themselves, very soft and fresh juniper, almost mint-like, but still juniper, no doubt about it. Followed by bright citrus, and there's a touch of earthiness to it. I get apple fruit, floral, some wood notes, fennel, and maybe a kiss of herb and savory. Just some wisps of tea and truffle. Just simply angelic on the nose. Time for taste. Again, when you taste this, you want to coat your entire mouth just to get all your flavor receptors firing. Wow. Delightful on the palate, just delightful. Soft and delicate mouthfeel. A wonderful sort of fresh juniper, again almost minty, but you know it's still juniper, very soft, very fresh. I get apple, I get lemon, lime, orange citrus. Some lovely fresh floral notes are coming through, like violet, some celery notes, anise, and there's just like a soupçon of herbalness and savory with a kiss, just maybe a kiss of white pepper as spice. And then there's a semblance of something sweet, but again, it's a London dry style gin, so that semblance of something sweet I'm thinking comes from the winter wheat, which tends to have a bit of a sweet note to it. So, medium plus finish, tantalizing notes of that delicate juniper, citrus, fresh apple, there's a little tartness there, and then some herbalness. Wow. Alcohol by volume, very well integrated, 43%. The aromas, the flavors, they're all in alignment, all in perfect harmony. This, folks, is refinement and elegance in a glass, in a bottle, in my glass. It's also a testament to Ms. Perry's flavor knowledge and tasting abilities. I'm going to be very honest, this may very well be the best expression of gin I've ever had. Okay, so now that I've teased you, how can you find it? Well, due to that COVID-19, they're limited. They're limited in their retail at the moment, but it is growing. Select LCBOs, Ontario, they do have it. Stock number 13397. It goes for an extremely well priced $59.95 per super premium bottle, and it's worth every penny. And let's talk about super premium because I just used that term. Talk about that for a moment. Because that's what this is. It's a super premium gin, no doubt about it. Now, I know the spirits industry itself, they default to price point, retail price point when trying to define the term premium or super premium. However, I don't believe that's fair to any product, let alone this one. So what I'm going to do right now, right here, I'm going to redefine what super premium is. So from here on out, Song for All says, super premium shall be defined as the following: a product of exceptional quality of ingredients, having undergone highly experienced craftsmanship with a devotion to ensuring the utmost level of quality and balance of product. Coincidentally, Valley of Mother of God expertly checks all those boxes, much like a very fine wine would, and much like those coveted aged whiskeys do. So that's the caliber that we're talking about here. Fine wine, aged whiskey. In the gin world, Valley of Mother of God. So I mentioned the LCBO, that's where you can get it. Select LCBOs, the list is growing in Ontario. You can also reach out to the team at Foxglove Spirits by email, info@foxglovespirits.ca. I'm sure they'll be happy to answer any questions you may have, as well as assist with ensuring that you're able to find and enjoy this transcendental spirit. If you don't like gin, this is for you. If you drink a brand of gin from, let's say, across the water, across the pond, as they say, and you're a bit skeptical about switching or even trying this, let me reassure you, as a sommelier and a beverage professional, this Valley of Mother of God is the real deal. And it can stand up to any other product, if not surpass it. In my opinion, it's everything that top quality gin should aspire to be. So there you have it, an outstanding celestial product, and what I believe may very well become the new benchmark for Canadian gin. Now, just before we say goodbye, of course, I want to thank you all very much for tuning in today. Don't forget, tomorrow, Friday, June 26th, I'll be hosting my final Gi-Une Gin Cocktail Happy Hour live on Facebook. Be sure to mark that in your calendars. Tell all your friends. Join me. I'll be making several cocktails inspired by the 4 Canadian gins that I tasted this week, including Valley of Mother of God. Please continue to like and follow Song for All on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Most importantly, everyone, be safe, be well. Cheers from Song for All.